Two tired shells.
Two tired shells on a mic.
Two tired shells on a mic with a phantom producer on the ghost seat of Ghosts Past. Guys, two tired shells on a mic.
Are you tired as well?
I'm a tired gal. And it feels crazy to be super dramatic and go, I'm jet lagged, but I am, because right now it's technically like 5 a.m. for us, isn't it?
Yeah. I also, so Sammy and I flew back from Perth yesterday.
Yep.
And
good night, Perth, as we like to say.
Good night, Perth. And because, of course, saving $83 got the red eye.
Naturally.
Although,
I back it.
And I back it too. And also, it wasn't as insane as the other year when last year we finished our last Perth show at like 11 o'clock or something.
That was a smart move by you,
It was actually kind of hot.
Yeah.
And we got a 12:30 flight out of Perth.
It was so good. And then we're standing at the airport, and this is what you need to know about Mel O'Brien. She'll make any single moment fun, even when you're dead to the floor. We're standing there, and then Mel just leans over to me, and she's just in her hoodie. There's lines of people just exhausted. And she just goes, do you want to play the penis game? And I go, no, Mel, I don't want to play the penis game. It's midnight. And then all of a sudden I went, don't be a Debbie Downer. Play the penis game.
Yes,
so then
and?
we're standing at Perth Airport, and this is what it went like. Penis.
Yeah, 100%. And if you're just going to get your, oh yeah, absolutely, we've just got some check it, penis.
And it just kept going and going and going. But no penis game this time.
We are the 500 Days of Summer manic pixie dream duo of your dreams.
Yes, we are. Hey, we loved Perth. Perth Fringe wrapped up in a bow.
Thank you so much, Perth, for having us, for being so literally divine.
Do you want to tell them about Beyonce Gate and the night that we did our show and it felt like...
Yeah, absolutely.
Please.
Well, I mean, it's worth naming every time. And it feels funny. It feels like when you say this on stage to an audience, it feels like something that you're making up or you're just saying because it's a nice thing to say.
100%.
But actually, every time in Perth, we love doing Perth Fringe.
Yep.
And audiences in Perth. And it's so weird because I actually don't think it has to be studied because I don't think it's actually a globally understood
thing about Perth.
Perth.
Interesting.
I feel like when I chat to other comedians, it's not like everyone's like, how fucking good's Perth Fringe?
Yeah.
Audiences are so warm. However, for us, our audiences, I mean, touch wood, we never have a dud show in Perth. And normally in a run, you'll have at least one or two shows where you go, oh, it just didn't fly tonight, and that's okay.
100%. And we're well armoured after Edinburgh. Like we know what it's like to have actual crickets and be like, we soldier on, Mel, get that vampire cape on, the show must go on.
Literally.
It must go on.
But no, Perth was just hit after hit after hit after hit.
Yeah.
We one night, we went on stage and in my like opening thing, I was like, in this opening spiel, I was like, am I Beyonce? Like, what is happening? It actually felt like I was opening a stadium.
It was so good. And we got a standing O.
We got a standing O one night.
It was just really, really special.
We won Best Cabaret in the Weekly Awards.
Yes, we did.
If you don't follow us on @TheMelAndSam and you missed that little bit of goss,
then what the hell are you doing? And my favourite thing was we were giving out rat bag stickers at the end of the show, right? And what I think was a really beautiful thing that I realised is I went, what's gorgeous is most people, even to some degree, liked the show, so they're probably feeling good.
Yeah.
I would say not every single person wants a sticker. However, how do you say no to a sticker? The amount of boomer men that I was like, here you go, Jeremy. And they're like, beautiful girls. Thank you. I'm like, that's going straight in the bin. But hey, thanks for pretending.
We have to talk about Sheldon. Sheldon Gate.
Sheldon Gate. Many gates.
So many gates at Perth Fringe.
Sheldon.
Do you know where there's not many gates though? Perth Airport.
There are not many gates at Perth Airport.
Why is
at all.
It so tiny?
It's absolutely minuscule. Sheldon. How do we introduce Sheldon? So what we're going to do is we're going to do best. I'm going to introduce this part and then Mel is going to be Sheldon because Mel's impersonation of Sheldon is perfect. Night number 2, it was our smallest crowd.
Was it night number 2?
Yeah, night number 2, It was our smallest crowd. Still, they peppered them around the seat so it felt a bit more full. Thank you, Johnny Fox's green room. So we're there and we just hear this man and we went, right. And we've had hecklers. We get it. We're a late night party show. We're usually on at like 9, 10 p.m. We know what it's like for people to call out. What is really interesting, however, is when people heckle, we're not stand-up comedians, so we don't just kind of stop our bit and start to riff-raff with the audience. It's all to backing track. So we're trying to gentle parent this man and crowd control whilst being like 1, 2, 3, 4, like back in time with the fucking songs. Like Mel's mid carpet muncher then being like, Sheldon, carpet muncher. It was so good. Sheldon was drunk as a skunk.
Sheldon.
His name was Sheldon, which just makes everything good.
The fact his name was Sheldon was perfect.
Now, Mel's going to give an example of this. Any moment that there was an iota of silence in our stadium arena, what did Sheldon do?
Sheldon went like this. And I can't stress, genuinely, I think the tally would have got up to 107
Oh, yeah, you're not even exaggerating. We are exaggerators. That's not an exaggeration.
Every time it went quiet, we heard this. Do a backflip.
It was perfect.
Do a backflip.
And what was really great about it is because it was a smaller crowd, you heard it every time.
Every time.
And we had two gorgeous lesbian couple in the front row just trying to enjoy their first Mel and Sam show ever with him right behind.
We also had respect to the people sitting behind him because throughout the whole show, like at some point, like so many people being like, oh, mate, like shut up.
Stop it. And people, started to call out towards the end. Then a bit later on in the show, he goes, I'm going to the bathroom. Wait for me. And I'm like, because there's a bathroom at the back. And I'm going, Sheldon. We found out from his mate that he had sculled 3 Guinnesses before the show.
That'll do it.
And boy, was he in for a sweet, sweet ride when he's 3 Guinnesses deep and we're like, I'm sitting on the couch in this terrace house doing a story song to a piano ostinato about a fucking board game.
It's a really specific experience. And it happens to us a bit. And I feel like it's our most common heckler's experience, which maybe we're lucky for it, but maybe it makes it harder too.
Yeah.
Which is, we tend to be heckled by people who actually love it and are having a good time, but they've just gotten so fucking wasted that they've taken it too far and they're ruining it for people around them.
Yep.
However, it always comes from people who are actually loving it. Yep. And the other thing Sheldon kept doing, head over to YouTube if you want to see the visual, but I'll explain it. He kept like putting his hands into like a love heart shape and being like,
and going above his head like he was at some fucking Woodstock 99 show.
being like, fucking love you girls. And then in the last number, he kept getting like angry at Sam, being like, give me a love heart.
He kept flipping me off.
Give me a fucking love heart back.
I've never seen eyes lasered to me before like that. He was just like, fuck you, do a love heart. And then eventually...
Because I think by that point, I'd given him a love heart.
Yeah, and I hadn't. And so then in the finale, I went, in the middle of Charlie and Wonka, I went, here you go, bang. Then at the end, sticker gate. I've got to stop calling everything gate, but it is funny. Giving him a sticker. He grabs it and he goes, this is going on my toolbox. And I go, Sheldon, I'll believe it when I see it.
I love a straight tradie who loves a Mel and Sam show.
Straight tradie. So that was hilarious.
He was, because also at the end, he came up to us and he was like, guys, I'm sorry for being a fucking cunt. I'm sorry for being a fucking cunt.
Yep.
I'm sorry for being, you guys, I reckon you guys had more fun taking piss out of me than doing the proper show. And I was like, now that's where you're wrong. I was like, I wish that we didn't have to derail our entire show to gentle parent you, my king. And then he's like giving us like hugs and he's literally like a dog that's like doesn't know its size. And I was like, not us gentle parenting this man. And he's like, go, give me a hug. And I was like, absolutely, Sheldon, here's a hug. Meanwhile, his friend being like, I'm so sorry. Yeah. And then Sheldon like slaps me on the back to be like, good on you, mate. And I was like, I'm back to my nannying days in this moment. I literally snapped around and I was like, Sheldon, too hard. That was too hard.
Too hard, Sheldon.
Too hard, Sheldon. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry, mate. I'm going to put this sticker on my toolbox.
It's so good. And then we had the showgirl experience, which I'll explain.
Please.
So Mel and I, we love to flyer before our shows. We actually genuinely really enjoy flyering. For some artists, flyering can be soul-sucking and we completely understand. However,
there are certainly times where it does feel like work.
And we've got thicker skin now. I used to really not like flyering and I found it really embarrassing when people didn't want to flyer. Now I actually couldn't give two tootaroos. Yeah. My favourite thing is when we start to get really tired while flyering, and I'm going to give an example of one of my final flyering moments before we wrapped up Perth. Yeah. You be a person walking through the arch, this will be me.
Beautiful.
So walking, I don't even know why Mel needed to pretend to walk through the arch, but
when you set me scenes, I'm like, I just want to listen.
She can listen. I literally go like this. This person comes through and I go, because are you interested in, it's around the corner, it's not, and it's open. Yeah. And I think Mel watched me actually default back to factory settings, and Mel looks over at me and I go, I'm so sorry. The Platonic Human, multi-award winning show just across the road at 950. But
it happened in Edinburgh as well. There was a brilliant one where Sam we were so tired in Edinburgh by this point. Because Edinburgh, you have to flyer unless you're like hectically famous, like every single day to like get an audience in. Yeah. And it's great because it means when you do that, get that gorgeous 60 people in or whatever it is, it feels like you've worked so hard for every single audience member. And fucking Sam at one point was like, hey, musical Charlie X, it's pretty silly. Sorry.
And then I started just getting stupid with it. And I was like, 3 stars from the Scotsman. If you're looking for groundbreakers, look elsewhere. They wrote about that in the Edinburgh Times. 3 stars from the Scotsman. No, but we had a beautiful thing happen where, fortunately for us, I think a lot of tourists in Perth thought that we were the official, perfect, see you later guys, jet lag, Nino. We were the official Fringe girls, the showgirls.
The Fringe showgirls.
Because we're in our sparkly gloves, we're staying there with beautiful posture, a great big booming voice and a welcoming energy. So many, like, especially women were like, get in the photo with the girls, Stephen. Get in the photo with the girls. And they're taking photos of us.
Getting their husbands to get in photos with us, being like, can we take a photo of you girls? And we're like, it's us with our platonic humans. And we five being like, absolutely. Wow.
So then we went, perfect. We went, only show on tonight, Platonic Human Centipede. You got to go see it.
Perth was the city of scams for us.
City of
us
scams.
Going to Whopper being like, if you're a first year, you've got to sign up for tickets for this show. It's part of the curriculum. Then up in front of the arch going, sorry, no, this is the only show that's on. And so many little Sweetums being like, little like French tourists and things being like, hey, excuse me, what is it? What is going on in here?
Do I pick and I walk through?
Yeah. And I was being like, absolutely. Like I was going into full like ambassador mode. I was being like, so this is Perth Fringe, so it's an arts festival. So it's an arts festival. They have one show on. It's called the Platonic. No, not actually.
And Mel O'Brien, my beautiful boundless energy legend of a partner, is also so good. She can multitask and fly for our show whilst also do our show, and then she'll clock in and work shifts for Perth Fringe. So she'll be standing there and she'll go, where's the Rechabite? Literally down the left, take a right, past the Portaloos and you'll be in. Make sure you pass the petting zoo and then you're on your way. And I'm going, it's you clocking in for your Perth Fringe shift.
Clocking in for my shift.
Whereas I'm like, I don't know.
I don't know. Gotta help where help's needed, babe.
Gotta help. But Perth, wrapped in a beautiful bow.
Perth was heaven.
Did
we talk about our beach adventures?
No.
We went to, we had the most heavenly, first day we went to City Beach.
And we're going to tell you about City Beach right after this quick ad break. We're back from the ad. It's beach time with Mel O'Brien.
Beach time. Sorry if this is hashtag not relatable stories if you don't live in Perth, but hopefully it's mildly interesting. Because obviously Perth is city of beaches. Most incredible beaches in the entire country is my understanding. But it was tricky because we didn't have a car. So we could only go to ones that like kind of quasi nearby that we could get to with a swift Uber. So we went to City Beach. And good God, I've never seen 2 gals more thrown around in a current.
We must talk to them about our energies in the ocean, Triton of the Seas and Paperclips of the Sea. So when we're in the ocean, it's really beautiful. We have a moment where Mel, I call her Triton of the Sea, because it doesn't matter how crashingly big a wave is, it'll float over her like she's a fucking statue that's been there since 1805. And she just stands so still. There is a fluttering of white water. I'm on my ass. I'm A over T, 5 cartwheels down.
The structural integrity of Samantha Andrews' body sometimes.
It's crazy.
She's getting thrown around like a fucking, what's it called? Like I'm thinking of like a rag doll.
Like a rag doll. I'm like one of those Wahoo frisbees. I flip around. But then Mel went, no, Sam, like be serious. Actually try and Triton yourself. And I went, I'm going to try and Triton. So then I'm standing. I go, Mel, I'm not kidding. Every single wave, I literally went, and just fell over, smashing into the water.
No, I was pretty astonished by that.
I don't have Triton in me, unfortunately.
And I kept thinking, I was like, you just like, I was like, you've got to plant your feet like pretty wide apart. Are they planted? She's like, yeah, they're planted. You need to do some leg day at the gym.
I need to do some leg day at the gym, and I need to do some. My upper body strength is abysmal. When I was peeling off our posters on the final night with the masking tape, go to the YouTube, my arms were literally like this. Trying to peel masking tape off a wall. I used 1 kilo dumbbells at the gym.
We have to talk. Wow.
That's bad. Anyway, go on.
No, I was going to say we have to talk about our tech. We're obsessed with our tech. We were obsessed with our entire team who were working on our show.
Martin.
Martin.
He's a legend.
I adore Martin.
I love someone who cares so much about his job. And we come in and he's like, what did he say when we first arrived?
Didn't we came in and he was like, my baby's baby gonna look like a box. And started like quoting songs from Net Fucking Ball, which is one of our songs that we'd toured last year to Perth. And I was just like, I was just like, what, Martin? Like, how do you remember that? And he was like, Net Fucking Ball.
Oh, he's so good. And our front of house team was so lovely.
I literally want to talk about them.
I think you can.
I literally want to talk about them. So we had the most stunning front of house team working on the Platonic Human Centipede in Perth. It was, I was so obsessed. It was like a family. Yep. So it was a couple and their daughter who was like mid-20s, kind of like our age, and this couple. And then we were kind of like, as the nights went on, we kind of learnt more about them. And what we learnt was that they literally travel the world as a family, or travel the country, whatever. Travel the country as a family, just working front of house for all of these different festivals. And like, first of all, what a fun life.
Yeah.
Like, imagine
see
doing that.
So many things.
And then everybody, I discovered they had a YouTube channel. I found it. Here it is.
Bang.
I'm literally gonna shout it out because I think you should all go watch their YouTube channel. It's fantastic. Don't worry about the Rat Bag YouTube channel.
Don't subscribe there.
Just go watch this. So the Museum of Us is the Instagram account. And here's the Instagram bio. It's perfect. Video makers, van dwellers, hikers, house sitters, pet lovers, everyday adventurers. I wish you would. Oh. And then if you go into the YouTube, it's perfect. The Museum of Us is about, so this is just a couple in there. I would guess like 50s or 60s, something like that. I've never seen two people more. I was like, wow, people in that age can be in love
they're
still.
So in love.
The Museum of Us is about making and sharing beautiful, informative videos of our adventures. We love being curious and experiencing immersive, slow travel on Camino pilgrimages, through hikes, day hikes, and more, and building community around these ideas. Imagine this being how you grow up as well.
So beautiful.
Just traveling the country.
It's so beautiful.
Working with artists, traveling the country, and spending time with your family.
And God, they're good at it. They made every single moment of our tour feel so special.
They would like come up to us before the show, and like this, like front of house is always fab, like at festivals. But this was just like above and beyond. They would come up to me, us and be like, "We got 80," and we'd be like, "What?" And they'd be like, 85 now. And like, and
just with the updates,
they
being
cared
like, your
about
audience is so beautiful. We filmed them all making an archway for us as we walked through it. And I'm like, and then they wrote on the big blackboard. Obviously, we have a joke in the Platonic Human Centipede that Mel's dad calls it the very friendly millipede, and they listed it as that. And they brought the big chalkboard in, going, "Look at what we've done." And I went, "I love you both so much."
Here's the best part.
Go.
So about us, Kath and Howie, dog salute. Since our first encounter in 1998 in the Edinburgh Backpackers Hostel, we've achieved a lot together, not least of which has been to raise an incredible young woman who has travelled extensively with us. We took up walking and hiking a few years ago, and now we've walked more than 20,000 kilometres together as a couple. This is my favourite bit. As a couple, really together, usually side by side. Sometimes we talk, often we move in companionable and comfortable silence. Frequently we laugh. Less frequently, we gripe or cry. We kiss on every bridge we cross. We're doing all right. And then I started watching the YouTube videos.
What are the spark notes?
Well, Tell me. Spark notes, the most beautiful thing is that, every time they cross a bridge, they kiss.
Yep.
And they film it. It's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
Do you have a favourite video you've watched so far? I'm also Googling how long it takes to walk 20,000 kilometres because I'm just interested.
True. What's this? Sorry, I've just got a rogue notification. Instagram has been able to access your entire photo library for 6 months. Do you want to continue to allow full access? Absolutely.
The new iPhone updates, I can't.
I cannot with the camera roll.
Okay, it says if you walked... The longest walk you can take on Earth is 14,000 miles, 22,000 kilometres. It goes from Cape Town in South Africa to Magadan in Russia.
Wow.
Magadan in Russia. It would take...
This is in one walk?
This is in one walk, 187 days.
Beautiful.
Good on them. They haven't done that walk. They've been zipping around to many circus
They've been
tents.
zipping around.
They're such a beautiful
I just
couple.
love the arts community. And then they were like, see you guys in Melbourne. Are you doing Melbourne Comedy Festival? We were like, best believe we are. They were like, do you want us to do some flyering for you? And we were like,
I love them.
Yes. Like,
I love them.
It's the best. Anyway.
And then we had Valentine's Day. And then we had Valentine's Day. How was your V-Day, Bob?
Well, good. Obviously, we were apart from our gals.
Yes, we were.
And I can talk about this because by the time this will come out, we would have done it. I had a very gorgeous, obviously we were apart for Valentine's Day, but I messaged Sarah and I was like, this night in your diary.
Yep.
put it out as like date night with Melly.
Yep.
I'm going to organise the whole thing. Just like show up at this time, whatever.
And I have no idea what you've done.
I know, I'm going to tell you. So I'm heading off to this tonight. Me on like 2 hours of sleep being like, I love you so much. No, so I've organised for us to get a 90-minute like couples massage and facial.
Where?
So gorgeous. Actually, the place like in the Docklands, really roguely.
Oh, gorgeous.
But it looks really slay. I did a bunch of research. And then I've booked this like gorgeous like, do you know Marion's?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Yep.
I booked Marion's, which it's somewhere we've wanted to go for ages because Sarah's a huge like food gal. Which is something that she's like made me appreciate more. Before I was with Sarah, I really never ever spent money on nice food, I would say. I would spend money on nice ingredients and good food in that way, but I wasn't going out to restaurants.
Yeah, of course.
And kind of having dining experiences. And she's really like helped me to appreciate that experience.
Yeah.
And it's just gorgeous. There's nothing more gorgeous than sitting across from someone, getting a bunch of things to share.
And slowly breaking bread.
And just talking over delicious food with like a few cocktails. Yeah, so booked us Marion's. And Marion's is kind of like this place that it popped off on TikTok a bit ago. Yeah. And it was like, is this like the best restaurant in Melbourne for like blah, blah, blah.
Where
like,
is it?
It's on Gertrude Street.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, it's right in Fitzroy.
Gorgeous.
And so, but she has no idea what we're doing. So I've literally like come to my house at this time and I was like, bring stuff to get dressed up, but don't come dressed up so we can go get the massage. And then we'll get ready together. Girlhood.
So special. What
I might even do her makeup.
Oh,
because that's the cutest thing in the world.
That's so beautiful. That's a beautiful, beautiful night.
Yeah, and then off to Marion's.
You guys are going to be shimmering and so calm, breaking bread after your massage.
Literally.
That's so gorgeous.
So that's what I have planned.
Oh,
are you doing a belated anything with Nevy?
We are going to the ballet on Friday, which will be gorgeous, which we're kind of like making as a part of our Valentine's Day plans.
What's on at the ballet?
We're seeing Nijinsky, which
What
is a ballet. I don't know.
Nijinsky?
That's all I know. I RSVP'd to the opening night and I went, I'll be there.
Gorgeous. Do you know the composer?
No, I don't.
True.
No, and I'm going, I've only been to the ballet once and now I think I'm on either Ballet Australia's like an emailing list and I'm happy as Larry.
Love that.
So we're going to that. But we did Love Notes, which we do. Neve and I are big letter writers to each other. We both love penning down how we feel. Obviously, when she lived in London and I lived in Melbourne, I still live in Melbourne, we would write each other letters. And we were
you were sending them like in slow post?
In slow post.
Wow.
Well, no, actually, she was sending them. I was spending a lot more on posting our letters and I don't know why. She was like, it should cost you like £3. I'm like, it's costing me $20. I feel like I'm posting mine as like an express parcel, but I was like, hey, it's arriving to her. It's $20. It's worth it to me. But we said to each other, now that we both live in the same state, we don't want to stop with the love letters.
That's really sweet.
Fortunately for me, Neve has such a beautiful way with words and we both wrote each other.
You're so matched in that. Like you both love to do that.
It's so good. And I'm so funny. It's her soft launching to me going, she's like, it's only 4 pages. I'm like, beautiful. Because sometimes we can get a bit carried away and then we're penning like into the evening. But yeah, we read our letters yesterday and it was...
So did you read them out loud to each other?
No. So she took a moment to read mine and I was watching her read mine and then I took a moment to read hers. And then it was really, really, really gorgeous. I obviously got emotional because she's just got such a beautiful way with words. And then she always ends as well every letter with like either a famous quote from a play or from a novel or from or she ends it with a poem that she's loving that feels like...
To be loved is to be seen. That's so you
It's
coded.
so me. And it was just like the perfect little... I wish I had the fucking letter with me. It's the perfect little quote to end. But it was something along the lines of... I'm not going to remember it well, but the final line was like, they say to be around you, like I want to gather the dust with you or something. It just had the most beautiful ending, and then I'm sitting there like and like crying, and they're so gorgeous. Neve has moved in with one of my really dear mates, and then Neve got a message from my dear mate going, "Hey, I do not want to be overstepping. Please tell me if this is overstepping. I heard sniffles coming from your room. Love you.
Everyone
if you want a cup of tea or a cuddle, I'm here. And it's Steve messaging back going, nah, it's just your fucking best friend crying at my wicked ass letter.
Sweet.
But it was so beautiful. And it's every letter that we ever write. We'll be like, blah, 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 I'm so grateful. And then it's like, I'll never forget that night at Adelaide Fringe when we met, and we both just every letter are like recounting the night at Adelaide
really
Fringe.
Gorgeous.
And we're going to Adelaide really soon.
I was going to say, not long until you're like back there and can be like, this was the spot, man.
I'm gonna be insufferable. Every street corner, I'm gonna be like, that Sombreros is where we ran into Neve before our second show and she messaged me chookers. That's where Neve and I said goodbye on the first night at the pub. That's where Neve and I had orange juice. Mel be like, every single second of this city. But no, beautiful Valentine's Day. I love Valentine's. I loved being in Perth and seeing the gals dressed to the nines. And I said to Mel, I was like, I feel like I'm living in a simulation because every single person on Valentine's Day, obviously, like not everyone's in a relationship, but good golly, it felt like it on V-Day. Every single person was coupled
even
up.
Like pals on Valentine's Day, same thing.
Linked up.
The gals dressed up together, like
the
being
gals.
Like, me and my best friend.
Everyone was coupled up and I just found it so beautiful.
It was really sweet.
I love love. So
love,
this is love. It was gorgeous. So things that we're watching this week. Well, we finished Apple Cider Vinegar.
We finished Apple Cider
Run,
Vinegar.
Don't Walk.
What a fantastic.
Brilliantly made,
Australian made.
Brilliantly
Piece
acted,
media.
So well directed. Whoever did casting,
I
give them
agree.
a zillion Tonys.
I agree.
Tonys? Yeah, right. For Apple Cider Vinegar, the Broadway production.
The acting was sensational,
Sublime.
pretty much across the board for everyone.
Go and watch it. Just get over the whole like emoji wash thing that they like to do every now and again. It's very like zillennial tech.
On the
Heavy.
nose, being like, and she
has dopamine.
and she gets dopamine hits from feeling like people like her on social media.
But yeah, go. It was bloody fantastic. Loved it.
Sammy and I, when we were in, it was really gorgeous when we were in Perth, our little routine of like, we'd get home and we both struggle with this. I would say I struggle with it even a little bit more of like coming down after a show, the wind down. I'm like, it always being on tour always sets my body clock a bit out of whack. But we would get home, we would jump in the shower. I've changed my tune, haven't I? I didn't used to have showers and take my makeup off as soon as I got home.
But we'd go bang one after the other.
Bang one after the other, into the shower, makeup off.
Yep.
And then we'd sit on our little couch and we'd in our apartment and we would watch Apple Cider Vinegar. Then we finished it and we would watch an episode of Queer Eye.
And God, it's good.
Good, easy watching.
And then some light maths here and there.
And then some light maths.
Because naturally we're on the pulse, don't you worry. I actually have something I want to ask you.
Yeah.
Because I have it.
I'm a bit behind.
No,
okay?
you're fine. You're so fine.
I'm not fully caught up.
No, you're all good. Because this is someone that's been there since the start. However, her actions are making me believe that this like theory could be more likely than ever. Jackie. The one who married Ryan.
Yes. Warrior.
The warrior.
Yes.
Jackie. And I feel like a bit of an idiot being an actor myself and like understanding that like reality TV is not real, right?
Yep.
And there's a lot of shit that goes down that producers can do even with just like fucking audio slicing and however the editing team want to make a person appear, they can appear.
Yeah.
My question to the rats listening, to anyone watching, is Jackie an actor? Because I can't help but think either, and I mean, I wouldn't put it past Endemol Shine, I wouldn't put it past Channel 7 to do this. They've cast someone that is extremely emotionally dysregulated based on like her reactions in every episode.
Are you talking about the moments where she just like will be talking about something and then she'll burst into tears?
And granted, she's dating a wet sack of a man. Like she's got it
also,
hard.
that's a bit of me. I'm a crier.
Yeah. But I can't help but notice, I won't give it away, but in one of the most recent episodes, the flippancy with which she jumps between emotions and then almost like, it's like she switches on a new character and walks back onto set. And I'm going, is she an actor? Because it's brilliant TV, but it's almost too hard now for me to believe that she's not acting. And then I go, what? Obviously, I'm assuming they make money from maths, but I'm like, you're putting your personality reputation on the line to act in a reality show.
You're saying if she is an actor, she's being paid to be in it?
I would say yes, but I go, it's not like she's, I'm going to go play the character of Jackie. That is her. That's her likeness that she's kind of exploiting. And I guess my question is like, is it worth exploiting your own actual personality and identity for ratings and for views? Like, what is in it for these people? Do you think she could be an actor?
I think I could see it going both ways.
Right. Tell me.
If it came out that she would, because I think I saw an Instagram story. I think she put an Instagram story out being like, everyone asking me if I'm an actor. Like, no, like this is like what happened to me. And like, yeah, I think what she was saying was, yeah, of course when there's cameras there and you know it's going to be on TV, like I was giving it a bit of something.
Sure, yeah.
Like I think she was kind of like admitting to like, yeah, I was like hamming it up a bit.
Yeah.
But I think my gut doesn't say that she is.
Right.
I think also, I don't know. What's the is what most people are saying is the evidence mostly that people think she's an actor, the emotions.
The emotions, and she's got credits. She's got screen credits, I believe. Yeah. I'm literally going to look her up right now.
I mean, in the opening, she does like say she's like, I'm a model, I'm a dancer, I've been an actor. Like, so I feel like openly like saying that, like there's crazier things that.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? Like, because she's openly admitted to it.
Yes.
But I think there could be a world that's like an in-between that's like she isn't like she actually like went on it to like be legit, and if she met someone, or I wonder if it's this. I wonder if it's that she went on when she realized who she was matched with and that it just wasn't going to work.
Yeah.
Maybe at that point she was like, all right, I'm going to have some fun with this.
Now it's so you don't think that they precast people that are purely just there from the get-go. They go, just so you know, this is more of an acting role than an actual you're thrust into this experiment.
I'm sure
reel.
that does happen, for
Because
sure.
I have a feeling with both of them, maybe both of them were worded up beforehand.
You reckon he is too, that he's not really like
Maybe.
that, the warrior of it all?
Maybe.
Oh, I reckon he is.
I believe, or it's that it's turned on to an extreme.
Yeah, it's hammed up a bit.
Yeah, what I just find fascinating, and I mean, if anyone listening works in reality television and casting and producing, please, if you can, tell us any tools of the trade. Tell us, because I just find her on-screen presence fascinating, and it's almost too far-fetched now that I go, she has to be an actor.
And maybe I'll feel differently when I come on next week and I've fully caught up. I don't know.
It's not too much crazier than what we've seen so far. But there's just been a few moments where it ends.
She said some bonkers things. I love one of my favorites when she's like, me personally, I think the dog that a man chooses says a lot about him. That's why I really like a border collie, that's why I love a cocker spaniel, because they're dogs that are bred to hunt. And yeah, just having a Staffy cross blah is a humongous red flag. And I'm like, work, we've all got our things. Like, I reckon she's hamming that up for sure.
Yeah.
But I reckon she's not. I reckon it's somewhere in between. I don't reckon she came on to be like, you're paid to be a silly one.
What I would love to know is if the people that do turn it up a little bit more for drama, for ratings, for the success of the show, because at the moment the show would feel a little bit half-baked. There's not a lot really going on at the moment.
Interesting.
Without the tension of this couple, that I'm kind of going, I wonder if they're paid more than other people, and they really are just on there to be an actor. And I mean, what a good place to catapult yourself as a career. Like, it's such a universally enjoyed show. It's the MAFS cast becomes so mega famous after this.
See, that's where I disagree. I think if you were a genuine actor trying to be an actor, this is what you bring up before, and I never really answered it. I think doing MAFS as an acting credit is not a smart career move.
Yeah. I think I disagree. I think I agree that it's not. I don't think to the top casting agencies that are casting the next feature film, they'll go, oh, MAFS, hell yeah. But if you play an extremely watchable villain or an extremely watchable, goofball or whatever on a reality television show, and it catapults your brand, I like the success that I've seen a lot of these MAFS, like even look at someone like Lucinda Light, is like like people are so obsessed with her that I'm like, I feel like there's got to be something in it for them. Or what magic are the producers and the casting team saying to them in trying to convince them? Because it's obvious as well, they are preying on people that I would say are often quite like emotionally dysregulated or are probably not in the right mental headspace to be going on a reality show.
Yeah, 100%.
But yeah, I just find it fascinating.
I think what you're saying only works if you're someone who like is coming across with like a good edit. Whereas I think people are being like, also because just misogyny, like people are like being like, Jackie's fucking crazy, like crazy eyes, like blah, 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 like so intense. I'm like, I don't reckon after that people would be like, do you want to come host this thing? Because people like, because she doesn't seem like good vibes.
No, I get what you mean.
You know what I mean?
I think unfortunately, even villains, like we love to hate villains or we love to hate not necessarily like the most lovable person on a show. And I remember it was with I can't remember her name. She was a blonde girl. She was on The Bachelor. And she was like one of the biggest villains of all time. And now she's just like so uber famous. I think they've even brought her back for like a reunion season of something. I think we love to hate villains. But what I find interesting about this couple is they flip-flop between who the villain is. And I just think to the casting team, you've cast two people that are very fun to watch, but I'm just going for them. I go, why? Like what's in it for them? It's just fascinating.
Fascinating. I'm popping my dime in to say I reckon they're not actors.
Yeah.
I reckon it's more real than not.
I'm going to say that I think these are characters that come from their real personalities, but I think for the most part they know that they're there to do a job. And it's less real.
Let's see what I think when I'm all caught up.
I know. But that's maths kind of recapped, and that's rat food for the week.
That's rat food for the week.
Yeah.
What are you eating for rat food today, my girl?
What am I eating for rat food? A big fat mango banana smoothie.
Ooh,
I've been craving smoothies recently.
Yum.
You?
I'm having... Oh, what am I having? I'm having a little piece of salami rolled up into a little cylinder.
Yeah.
On a piece of like garlic, like on a garlic cracker.
Are you prepping yourself for this date night?
Yeah.
And I also said eating a smoothie because every time I drink a smoothie, I bite it. Do you ever do that when you sip a smoothie? I go, then I start chewing it because once a drink is too thick, my brain thinks that it's a meal I eat.
Yeah, right. No, can't relate.
If anyone relates in the comments, let me know.
Folks, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you so much.
We'll see you on Monday for another rat bag.
A very special rat bag as well.
Is that the one?
I think it is. We can just just in case of anything.
Who cares?
This week's coming.
If all goes to plan.
If all goes to plan, our next rat bag that we will be dropping is our very first guest episode. We're not even going to tell you who it is. You'll probably be able to guess based on our Instagram call outs for our hotline who it might be, but we can't wait for you to hear the episode. It's going to be mammoth.
It's going to be so really fun one.
Happy Valentine's Day to everyone. I know it's already passed. I hope everyone's recovering from laneway, etc. Yeah.
To
our international viewers as well, I hope you're also enjoying maths, and let's figure out what's going on with the acting of it all next week.
Lots of love, Rats.
All right. See you later, guys.
Bye.
Bye.